Jet Rose for the Thomas Pecuna, NOLA.com at Santa Monica High School with Scott Nielson, our All-Baton Rouge area softball coach of the year for the large schools. And that's, I was just telling you, you could be our coach of the year probably any given year. Y'all have had a ton of success. And it's just, you kind of got to pick your spots, I guess, on what years you can look at and say these are years that kind of stand out as maybe one of the better ones that y'all have had. Y'all go undefeated regular season through 5A, which is pretty impressive, despite graduating a whole lot of really good softball players from a year ago. And going in, y'all were confident, even with all those new faces starting. And Cara Gremion, our large school player of the year, said that as soon as the game started rolling, she realized pretty quickly it was going to be a good year and that those girls were ready for the challenge. She kind of credited you for having big expectations year in, year out, regardless of who's in those spots. What was that like for you to get ready for this year, and how'd you feel about the way it all turned out?
Well, one of the mottos that we use for our program, here is tradition never graduates. And we knew, we graduated class of 2014, graduated 10 kids, 7 of them signed college scholarships, and we knew it was going to be tough, replacing those kids. When you have somebody like Cara Gremion that you can build your team around and fill in the missing pieces around her, you got a chance. And, we've always felt that we tried to develop a program here, and rather than just having a team per se, it's always next man up. And Gabby Sharp did a heck of a job, this year, and all the young folks that stepped in. We started 2 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. And we knew that we were going to be competitive coming in. Great senior leadership. Cara and Gabby just did an amazing job with that. And we're very fortunate. We've had a lot of very good softball players here over the years. Team chemistry is very, very important. And this was one of the years where the team chemistry could have been at an all-time high, and that carried us a long way.
When you have that many fresh faces that come in, and obviously y'all have the high expectations, and they come up and are pretty well groomed to get to this point through the, I guess, whether they get a chance to play at JV if they're not freshmen or anything like that. But there's probably some, whether it be once the season starts or even leading up to that, there's going to be some kind of hiccups or just dealing with making sure they know that they're capable. Were there instances that you can remember that stood out where you had a young kid that was either going through some growing pains and you had to kind of talk to her, or it was just a matter of letting them know, don't psych yourself out, you're ready for this?
Well, we try to get them to control the controllables, control the things that you have the most ability to do that, and it's preparation, sacrifice, and effort. And we try to prepare the kids to be in tough situations and handle them the right way. And obviously there's some growing pains, when you have young folks coming in, but we let them know early on, the confidence that we had in them and what their abilities were, and that we knew that they could handle the situations, and they were the right person for the job. And those folks really stepped up and did an amazing job. You had freshmen Jaden Rumfeld and Taylor Tidwell that both just did amazing jobs for us this year as freshmen. But there were 3 sophomores that maybe could have seen a little bit more playing time as freshmen last year. But obviously with 10 seniors, that didn't happen per se. But just a great group of kids that handled the pressure situations very well, and that's what made the team go.
We talked about it right after the semifinals, and the fact that the one loss at the end of so many wins wasn't going to be something that y'all let define the entire year. With a little bit time now to let everything, I guess, marinate or take a step back from it, how much have the girls been able to maybe accept that better than they could in the minutes after it happened?
I think it still hurts, for them. I still hurt for them because the whole season needs to be about the total body of work rather than one game. But we had opportunities to score some runs in that semifinal game, and came away empty. But that's all part of it. But it hopefully will increase their drive to work on the things that they need to work on to compete in those pressure situations. Hey, when all the chips are on the line, but it's like we told them, hey, the goal every year is to play, in the last game on the last day. And if you make it to the last day, heck, there's only 4 teams, that get that opportunity in Class 5A. And fortunately, we were one of them, and had nothing to hang our heads about. Tell them to walk with their heads up and their shoulders back, because it was a great year. And we were not going to let one game define the season, but still got a whole lot to be thankful for and a whole lot to be proud of.
You probably hit on a lot of it with some of the previous answers, I guess. But when you look back at this year's team, what are you going to remember most about this group of girls?
It's a group of girls that love the game of softball. They're very, very competitive, and they really loved each other. That was the best part of it. The team chemistry was amazing, and they left it on the field every time out.
Do you look at this year as one of y'all's better coaching jobs, or is that something that even really registers with you, whether it be this year or any other year, or do you have a year where you're like, this was a year that we did a heck of a job, more so than this one? Or
well, I hate to say it this way, but the coaching staff hasn't gotten a base hit or struck anybody out or made a play. The kids do all of that, and my first year here, under the circumstances that I came in with, Coach I think just passed away, were a pretty difficult year, coming off a state championship year with only one returning starter as well, and we were able to win a state championship then. But this group of kids made coaching easy, and I told them that in the middle of the season. It was one of those situations where you enjoyed coming every single day because of what they gave you. The effort and the attitude was good. They loved each other, and that makes things go a long way. But I'm going to put it all back on the kids, because they just did an amazing job. They made coming to work every day fun, and they were a joy to coach. We've got a great coaching staff, Claudia Grimion and Mark Mayer and Leah Hines, so they do a great job. And without them, it'd be pretty tough. But we're just very fortunate to have the folks in our program that we have and the players that we have, and it all came together for a very successful year.
Coach Scott Nielson at Santa Maria, our All-Baton Rouge area large school softball coach of the year. For NOLA.com, the Times Picayune, Jared Roser.